Ladies and gentlemen, after 16 weeks of regulation and 3 weeks of the playoffs, we are finally here. Today, we have two very skilled opponents facing off in the Season 7 Champion Bowl, the Dayton Deathrattle and the New Orleans Aviators. With that being said, we've got a very special interview today talking to the Deathrattle about their season and the championship. Let's go. After 6 seasons of competing in this league, you finally have a chance at getting a ring. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, obviously the job's not done yet, and the Aviators are a outstanding team that's going to be extremely hard to beat. But I have faith in my guys, and I hope we can pull it off.
And how does it feel right now going into the playoffs, only having one loss and just absolutely slaughtering everyone you play?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I knew going into it that there was a chance that we could repeat previous seasons, especially losing in the divisional round for the last 5 seasons to whoever the Midwest representative was. I got very lucky beating the Cow and Pissers and Mangoes coming in, so it feels great to finally make it to the big game.
How's it feel to beat the Cyborgs? Because they were there, they were your only loss this season, and you eliminated them.
Yeah, I was actually I know I brought the energy from that loss into the rest of my season when they beat me, because that was one of the few games that I didn't think that I would lose. No offense to the Cyborgs, of course they're a very good team, but I think going into that week he'd only put up like 40 points max, and I had a pretty good score that week, but to see him put up 55 points over me was definitely a shock. And or yeah, put up 53 points on me. It was definitely a shock, and I brought that into the 61 point game the week after against the 89ers.
What's been your guys' strategy throughout the season so far to get to this point?
I know for me, a lot of it was just coming down to the tested and tried and true, heave it downfield and hope for the best. But I know a lot of the back stuff comes with having really agile receivers who are able to get around the defenders and find those 40 or 50-yard gains on the pass.
How do you prepare for a big game like this? I guess with your roster and everything.
For me, it was almost business as usual. We had a little bit of a break from game to game going into the playoffs, so using that little bit of extra time, using a little bit of that extra time to kind of prepare the guys, make sure everyone was rested and healthy, and just mentally locked in for the game.
Do you have a certain thing you do before you play the game in Retro Bowl? Do you need to go somewhere quiet and?
Oh, I almost always do a little bit of practice beforehand with an exhibition game, or I play my college game save and play the game there just to kind of get warmed up and ready for the game. And then from there, I just make sure that I have warm hands and I'm ready to go. Aviator says he does it from the toilet bowl.
Oh, look at that. Okay, who's been your most reliable player this season and your MVP of the team?
I know my quarterback, Rillel Dunkel. He's been with the team for almost the entirety of my career, about 5 seasons out of the 6 he's been with the team, and he's been an absolute outstanding player. Through the championship bowl game, he has about 120 touchdowns and about 8,000 yards.
What are your thoughts on your opponent's team? Is there anything you need to be concerned about or no?
I mean, I know for me, shutting down Kiko Logan and the Aviators offense is no easy task, and there aren't a whole lot of teams that can do it. Thankfully, we played them earlier this season. We're able to beat them, but we plan on taking the lessons we learned in that week in week 12 in prime time to the big game, and hopefully we can repeat what we did in week 12.
So what are your predictions for key players in this game? Who do you think is going to be a top scorer?
But I know for me, at least on offensive and defense, my key players are going to be again Marvell Bonner, my defensive player of the year, and my other linebacker Southam Python. Both of them have been really good on just shutting teams down, getting the turnovers, and if we can do that and keep the offense off the field on their side, I know our offense can get the job done.
What would winning this championship mean to you?
It'd mean a lot. It would mean that the hard work over the past 6 seasons that I've been in the league have finally paid off, and I think it'll give credence to keeping me in the conversation of some of the best of all time in the league. Because while I have been to the playoffs every single season I've played, and I've won the conference championship or won the conference 4 of those 6 seasons, I think just because I don't have that championship, it kind of counts me out a lot of the conversations for the best of all time. But I know with this season, especially making it to the bowl for the first time, getting past the Mangoes, getting past the Pissers, and actually being able to put the actions behind the words and get that credibility, I think that's going to help push myself into the greatest of all time conversation.
What advice would you give to other managers looking to make a championship next year?
It comes down to the basics. As much as people maybe glaze over it or don't really talk about it, getting 2-point conversions and nailing those and getting those down is almost entirely the key to the close games. In 3 of my past 4 games, I've won them by less than a touchdown, less than 5 points. And because I got every single 2 point conversion completed and successful, I think that's been part of what's pushed me to be the front and the top team in those contests.
And finally, the last question. How do you plan to celebrate if you win the championship?
I plan on taking the guys out, going straight down the middle of downtown Dayton, and showing the trophy off to the world. I mean, it's what the guys have played for. It's what they deserve. And then after that, we're going to Disney.
Okay. Aviators, do you have anything else to say? You think you're good? All right. Good luck, guys. No, don't say that. Hold on.